Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man. It's time to cut the soap I made. If you look here, I went ahead and cut a few pieces. Went ahead and cut 4 pieces. Now just there, it looks pretty nice. It's done somewhat what I was expecting. Okay, I went ahead and made what I call, you watch the soap video making it. It's what I see as an abstract city. This is not my design, it's not my idea. A lady named Kelly Nelson from Earthy Crunchy Soap Company, and that's Crunchy with a K. Earthy Crunchy with a K Soap Company made this. Now actually she made this with the idea, I talked to her by email. She made this with the idea that this is the female symbol. Like this is, this is the circle and here's kind of like the plus. And I can see it. I see it as an abstract city. I see this is the moon and these are the buildings. And she told me her husband also sees the same thing. So maybe it's a man thing to see this. Now you see this is like black and this is sort of a dark tan. I didn't put any color in this whatsoever. It's the scent oil that's making this darken. I used Brambleberry's pumpkin souffle, and this will actually, as the weeks go on, as this cures, this will really get a nice dark. Now one thing, this is the end piece. It's not too bad. Here's one of the center pieces. You can't see it in this, and it's okay. On the circle, these white pieces I made ahead of time. The circle, I got a partial gel, which I hate because you can't really see it in the video here. But the center is a little bit darker than the outside edges, which is real typical of the center gel. I hate that, but you know what? It is what it is. I can't change it. I went ahead and emailed Kelly and told her I was going to try and do this, and she seemed to be okay with it. I don't sell the soap, so we're not in competition with each other. So I just wanted to make sure that Kelly Nelson from Earthy Crunchy with a K Soap Company gets the credit for this. I mimicked her idea, so thank you, Kelly, and I hope I've done you justice. Now, once again, this medium tan, as the weeks go on and it cures, this will turn into a dark like hers is. Go ahead to her website and check it out if you want, because it looks like a pretty neat bar of soap. But even so, even though mine has some curing to do, and even with the partial gel and what I think is the moon, it still looks pretty neat, and it smells good. I'm really happy with it. Oops, I should have wiped the wire off. And the black, what you see down here, this was scented with a free sample from Brambleberry. It's called Rustic Woods and Rum. So this is one color. It was a free sample from Brambleberry, and this is Brambleberry's pumpkin souffle, which will darken as time goes on. And it smells like a nice combination between the two. Even with the partial gel and what I think is the moon, I wish it hadn't had, but it did. But otherwise, I'm still really pleased with this. Turned out great. And this is one to definitely repeat. So, Kelly, thank you. It's your idea, and I appreciate it. Very nice. Love it. And once this is cured for 4 weeks, the people who receive it will love it too. I don't like to do things for self-recognition. I'm 49 years old. I'm beyond that. I do things because I want to, or I like to, or I know it's the right thing to do. And I don't sell my soap. I keep enough for myself and my family and give the rest out. Just because it's a hobby and I enjoy doing it. And the people who receive it are always very appreciative. And you know, that wouldn't happen without you all on YouTube. That's the reason I do this. That's the reason I've started posting my videos on YouTube. Because I've gotten so many ideas from all of you all. That you all make this community project happen. I make the soap. I could just make a plain old white bar of soap. But when I get neat ideas like this one, it comes from you all. All of you who come up with these awesome ideas and designs and post them for people like me to watch and mimic. So, thank you. That's why I always like to give, when I know somebody who does a design like this one, like Kelly, I just like to give credit where credit's due. It's not my design, it's not my idea, but people who receive this are going to love it. So thank you all for this. And thank you Kelly Nelson from Earthy Crunchy Soap Company specifically for this. For the idea and the design. Now as I get toward the end, I can see this end and near the end of this one, I can see there are some little holes that didn't quite match up, and it's just perfectly fine. It's still nice looking bar of soap. I mean, this is very sellable. Absolutely. If I cut it a little bit thicker, this is a very sellable soap. But I don't sell it. I use it myself. My family uses it. I say my family. My wife's the one who really likes it. My kids are kind of like kids. They want their Jower shells and all this fancy whatever. And that's fine. My wife loves it. I also give some to my mother-in-law and she loves it too. But here we go. Now this one is the end, the very, very end piece. Even though a little bit comes out there at the back side, I'll keep this one for myself because it's not quite as obvious. But anyway, this looks great still. And this medium tan, even though it shows up great, it shows up the Abstract City great, this medium tan will darken to a medium brown as it goes on. So even with the partial gel in the circle, I'm still really pleased with it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next week for the next soap batch. Goodbye.